Hi, welcome back to Daughters of Charleston, and I'm here with Rebecca Shaw. And Rebecca is a hypnotherapist. I think a lot of people out there have a lot of misinformation about hypnosis and how it works, and you're an expert in the field. So why don't you tell us a little bit about hypnosis or guided imagery?
Right. Colette, a lot of people have a misconception about it, but really it's a natural state of focused concentration that people go in and out of every day. Athletes call it getting in the zone. It's when you're focusing on something intently, like you're absorbed in a good book or watching a movie. But when you come in and you're using it for a clinical reason, basically I'm helping you to purposefully get into that mindset to achieve a goal. So you're not going to be knocked out. Most people remember everything that I say, but I'm guiding you through a visualization. Much like when you watch a movie, you suspend belief. It's Brad Pitt, it's this actor or whatever, but when the lights go out and you're focused on the movie, you get into the story and you get scared or you get tense. James Bond jumps off the building and, you know, even though it's just a stunt. So in hypnosis, what you're doing is closing your eyes, and you're going to be making essentially a movie of you in your mind of being slim and trim, exercising, making the right food choices, and it just makes it so much easier to do.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I would imagine a lot of athletes put themselves into that state before they get on the field. So there's a lot to be said, you know, for that repeated imagery.
The visualization.
And
yes.
You see yourself successful as doing it.
That's right. And the more that you visualize yourself being the way you want to be, it really has an effect on your body physiologically. Your body does respond to the pictures that you make in your mind.
And how about things like stress? I mean, I think out there, I mean, we're all stressed out, you know, it's a little bit with this economic downturn and everything else that's happening. Can hypnotherapy help with stress?
That is probably one of the best things. It relates to so many different things. People smoke because they're stressed. They overeat because they're stressed. People have anxiety. People who have anxiety, what they're doing is they're making pictures in their mind of some negative outcome. And so they're doing what I call negative hypnosis. So when you would start to use the positive hypnosis, what you can do is really lower your set point for stress, because on a daily basis I might have you go through an imagery where you're on a beach or you're up in the mountains, and you're going to bring that set point for stress down, and so you become more resilient to the things that happen in life. You know, driving on the road and someone cuts you off, or you just, you know, you find out you have to repair your car, and you're going to find that by using these techniques on a regular basis that those kind of things just don't affect you as much. It's wonderful for chronic health conditions, because back pain, MS, things like that are made worse by stress. So if you can lower your stress, then those symptoms seem to just kind of go. Now,
has there been a lot of clinical studies that back up the success of hypnosis?
It's actually been approved by the American Medical Association since 1954.
Now there's something I bet a lot of you didn't know. I mean, that's pretty interesting. I didn't even know it was approved by the American Medical Association.
Yeah, right now, as of yesterday, when I looked on clinicaltrials.gov, there are almost 400 different clinical trials studies going on using, it's all under the same umbrella: hypnosis, visualization, imagery, for everything from post-traumatic stress disorder, childbirth, chronic pain. But a really great story that probably a lot of people would relate to is the Journal of Psychology published a report that showed that people who use hypnotherapy for weight loss, in addition to Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, programs like that, they lost twice as much weight in the same amount of time.
Well, you know, I think that's interesting, because losing weight, part of it is that frame of mind. I mean, you can have all the diet tools in front of you, and you know you'll lose weight if you follow it.
Right.
But if you don't have that right mindset to lose the weight, it's not going to happen.
It can be a real struggle if you don't have that mindset. But if you can get into a mindset where you naturally eat less and crave the healthier foods. It makes it so much easier, and then it's a lifelong change, not just something while you're doing that program.
So if I come to you and I want to lose weight, how many sessions do you think that we would take? How long is each session?
Well, it's really economical because I do make a CD for you on the different aspects of what you would need help with. I really try to personalize it for each person, but if you said, okay, my issue is that I eat sweets, that would take 1 or 2 sessions because you get the CD for reinforcement. And then if you said, well, I want to work on exercise motivation. So it's really different for each person, but in the bigger scheme of things, you know, you're probably talking about 4 to 8 sessions and spaced out in, you know, whatever works for you.
Right. So have you had any success with people losing weight? Any interesting stories you want to share with us?
I had one woman who's a doctor, a neurologist, and she had a really bad habit of not eating all day and then driving straight to the fast food restaurant after work. And she said, I need to kick that habit. I got to get off the craving of the greasy French fries and hamburgers. So we did one session where she visualized driving up and seeing the grease and fat oozing out of the windows and doors.
Oh, lovely that is.
And that was it. One session on that type of imagery worked for her. So
that can really penetrate down into your mind and the way you think and changing your thought patterns. It's like a stop sign goes up when you go to put that French fry in your mouth.
That's right. Your imagination, your right brain, your creativity is so powerful, Colette, and people don't realize that we can actually use that and really tap into it and use it to achieve whatever goals we want. But just a little tip, if you want to do something just really quick, it takes 10 seconds, and I say do it 3 or 4 times a day. Imagine stepping onto your scale and weighing what you want to weigh.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? We would all love that.
And you know what's amazing? People will tell me right away that their appetite starts dropping. So they're not even thinking about lowering their appetite. They're just focusing on the goal, focusing on the outcome, just stepping onto the scale, seeing what they want to weigh. And the changes start happening naturally.
Absolutely. Now, this has been successful with adults. Have you had any success with children? I mean, do you work with children at all?
I work with children quite a bit. Many parents bring their children for sports. Gymnastics is a really big one, soccer, baseball. But my favorite story is of a little boy named Jeffrey. He was 9 years old. His mother brought him to me because he stuttered, and he was terrified. He wouldn't speak at school. He was getting bad grades because of it. So we did some guided imagery where we had him visualize meeting a favorite animal, and the animal was to tell him what he needed to get over the stuttering.
So you say to the little boy, what is the animal telling you that you need to do to stop
so he gets the answer.
So the answer comes from within. Okay.
And it's so powerful that way. And you know what he said?
What did he say?
I need confidence.
Oh.
So I said, yes, we can do that. We can do confidence. So I had him come in, and he met his favorite basketball star, Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson would give him a message, and the message was, you are a superstar. So I record that, and he goes home and he listens to that over and over. It took 4 sessions. He quit stuttering, and 2 years later his mother called me back and said he was getting straight A's. He was talking in the classroom, and he was the captain of his basketball team.
Oh, that's a great story. I love that. I love that. You know, I think people have a misunderstanding about hypnosis. And just real quickly, because I don't want to get into a lot of negativity, but I was just at a county fair right here in South Carolina. We were all there. And they did a little hypnosis on stage thing. Yeah. I mean, how do you think that, and people actually responded doing these crazy things. I mean, does that work, or does that just give the field a bad name?
Well, it's definitely different. That's stage hypnosis, and what I do is clinical. And but in a similar way, people are volunteering. All hypnosis is, it has to be something that you're open to doing. And so basically, people kind of know what they're going to get into, and maybe secretly they want to sing like Madonna or something like that, and it just kind of helps them to come out of their shell.
Well, I know some people are going to want to get in touch with you, so why don't you look right there and tell people how they can contact you?
Probably the easiest way is go to my website. It's www.charlestonhypnotherapy.com.